Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we review The Darkest Minds. Welcome back, guys. We are talking about The Darkest Minds, and this movie is based on a whole novel miniseries by Alexandra Bracken, and so they turned it into a movie. Now, I was a little worried about seeing this movie, mainly because it was screened on a Wednesday for a movie that comes out Friday, and you know how normally when that happens, that just means like I'm not really gonna have a lot of time to put a review together, and that's all they have. But anyway, for a good reason. Because it's horrible. I was mostly annoyed watching this movie. One, because the theater's far away, but that's only part of it. The other part is it doesn't play as a movie. This thing plays like a show right off of the CW, and not even one of the good CW shows. I don't know if you would ever call any of the shows on CW good. Some people do, some people don't, but this plays exactly like a CW show. Everything down to the music choice and when they play, and the bad acting and the bad interaction with people and characters, and the way that they just flow the entire thing. And then there's like these odd jokes that are tossed in everywhere by the token joke guy, and you know who that's gonna be. And so it's just off. There's a lot of like stereotypes of things that happen. Oh man, it's I wish I could just spoil it because it won't matter because you're not gonna see it anyway. It's that bad. Basically plays like an X-Men movie that they couldn't get the rights to call them X-Men, so they just kind of gave people powers. I know it's still based on the book and it was all in the book, but I mean the only thing that was interesting in the movie was the fact that there was like this color code of people, and based on your color that they assigned you is how dangerous you were, right? But then like one of the lines in the movie was they put us in these camps and they segregated us by color, and I was like, wow, Nobody thought about that? Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter. What do I know? The story plays out. You have this character who wakes up one day. Her parents doesn't know who she is, and apparently she's the one that did it to them. And so she goes on this journey, and they end up in these camps where the government is trying to rehabilitate these outcasts, basically, right? And so the movie's 100 minutes. There isn't enough time to flesh any one aspect of the movie. It just plays like a quick episode or like a made-for-TV movie that actually got cut by 30 minutes. And so there's just things that happen and you don't know why they're happening. And then after they've happened, there's no consistency as to the thing that just happened. So if somebody's like upset at someone, they don't remain upset like by the next scene. Like they'll say their piece and then the next scene that like everyone's just acting normal, so it's just strange. The acting, like I said, is really bad because the interaction between the two people that are supposed to be in love or liking each other doesn't feel like they do. It feels like the director told them to and nobody really believes it. It's like, yeah, no, this is my girlfriend, but it's not really, you know? So it plays like that too. The powers are way overused because a lot of the powers are shown in the eyes for the most part, and it feels like an overdone effect all the time, and they all use the same sound effect, and yeah, it's rough. This looks like a movie that they decided to make, and then immediately after they got it funded and started, they decided they didn't want to make it, but they were like, I guess we have to, so they're just gonna make it. So there are things that are probably in the book that was okay in your mind, but then when you directly translate it to a script, it doesn't always play out that way. There's some really strange overacting in some parts, and then there's some really strange aspects of the characters, like I explained, the characters with the colors and the different powers. There's one that's like not really that dangerous, that they say is not that dangerous, but I'm like, that's probably one of the most dangerous ones. And then one of the most dangerous ones are like not really. So basically it's so typical and so predictable that you're just bored. You're bored through the entire thing. There's nothing really exciting. There's no reason to go see it, especially if you watch the CW. And the thing that'll upset you is that there's a lot of really great TV actors out there, and they're not really breaking into the movie scene. And then you have this thing that is literally made for TV on a wide release in theaters. Verdict time, guys. So I am pretty sure that you know exactly how I feel about this movie. It's pretty clear. It's not really a good one. I don't even think this is a good movie for Netflix. I would just skip it all together and probably just read the book if you can. That's probably much better. I went in with about as low of expectations as I could, and they exceeded it in every possible way with vigor. So that is where I'm standing with this movie. It is pretty bad. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just heard my review for The Darkest Minds, and no good. So anyway, if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.